Here we are. Game number 2 between PJA from SR and InFinitY. Is InFinitY in a team, clan, whatever? Tell me. If you know in chat, please tell me. So I can say hello to the team, clan, whatever they are. Guild, poker club, whatever. Bottom right, in the pink is our Zerg. Again, is InFinitY. We are on Ohana. His opponent in the green again is from Team SR, is PJA. We'll find out what he's going to do this time. I don't know, perhaps we'll see that very heavy buyer presence again from PJA. We'll have to see. I still think that was really funny that he grabbed +1 to vehicle weapons and didn't even have his factory on the ground. That was quite cute, I thought. But yeah, InFinitY, I'll be interested to see what he does in this one. Little bit of a nice map for Zerg because he can take this third base quite easily. He can spread creep up between these two sort of highways here, I suppose you could say. And then you can also take your fourth and your fifth relatively easy. It's not like you have to sort of venture too far across the map to get the expansions on this this particular map. So, we'll see what he does because, of course, you know, if InFinitY doesn't win this one, then he's going to go down. I believe it's best of 3 at this stage. Yes, it is. It is best of 3 in the round of 8. Best of 3 in the semi-finals, and then best of 5 for the grand final. Best way to get into an SC2 clan in C is, of course, to hop on to sc2c.com. There's a section, if you look on the left, there's a section for looking for clan. And you can, of course, just see if you can, you know, join a team there. There's always sorts of teams that are looking for new players, whether you be a bronze folk who's just learning the game, or even in the Grandmasters if you don't have a team somehow. I'm sure that there must be one or two people in Grandmasters who aren't on a team because they're just like, I'm too cool for a team, bro. Anyway. Natural. On the way from InFinitY, over halfway done. His spawning pool is also just on halfway. Meanwhile, for PJA, got the racks out. His factory is going to start up straight away, so we may see, he did get that gas, so I'm assuming he's going to pick up a reactor in just a second here, and perhaps get that reacted Hellion going. Yes, he is. Lifts up the racks, going to put down the reactor right now, because he does have the gas. There he is. Alright, so a drone has somehow snuck by, I think it was just before the Marine went outside the base, and is now sitting on this natural, so that's going to be a little bit annoying if a SCV comes out. He's actually going to spot it now. There he is. Says hello. Now has actually pushed up the mineral count to 500 here for the Terrans, so that's going to be a little bit annoying for PJA, just that bit of delay on getting the natural expand going down. But the drone in fact escapes. That's ridiculous. Drones are, someone nerfed drones. That's just incredible. But now we can see InFinitY has got his did the same build that he did last time. Of course, getting the gas up. We got the expand also done. So just the one gas. So this means that he can get the banelings out if something sort of really awkward comes along quite quickly. But it also means he can pick up a lair quickly if need be. But obviously the main thing you want to get is this Zergling speed. So that's what he's going to grab now. Hasn't actually scouted out what the Terran's up to just yet. You don't really need to do that until around about that sort of 6:30 to 7:30 minute mark, whereby the Terran player will normally have sort of really picked up exactly what they're going to do with their tech. Now, as you can see, PJA, while he's not content to have the natural expand, he's also got the third base on the way. This has become very much a standard way to play TVZ, is to go for the reacted Hellions, as we can see here, grab sort of 2 to 6, sort of depends how committed you want to get to the cores, as it were, and then send them across the map, get some map dominance, take care of the Lings at the Zolnaga Watchtowers, make sure the third base, if you can deny it, that'll be quite nice, but if you can't, that's okay, at least you can see that it's up, and then obviously you can sort of transition from there. But it looks as if InFinitY has decided it's go time with some of these Lings. He's actually got the Baneling Nest on the way. It's halfway done. Ling speed just about to complete, and more Lings are being built as well. As we can see, his unit count is currently sitting at 25 Lings. He's got 18 more on the way. This is going to be a Baneling bust if we've ever seen one from InFinitY. The problem is that all of these Hellions are going to be out of the map. He's going to have to either make a decision. Does he just sort of let it go and forget about this Baneling bust? If he does, of course, that means his economy is going to be in a bit of a shamble considering what he was up to. And now, as we can see, the Hellions they're just going to walk through. They're going to take care of some of these drones. I would not be surprised if PGA says, wow, there's actually a very small amount of drones here. And he actually gets into this funnel position. Oh my god, what an absolute massacre of those Lings. That was something like in the vein of 40 or 50 Lings is now being reduced to a total of 14, and PJA is in a fantastic spot now. He's going to put down the command center across here at the rest of the wall to make sure this is a very thick wall off, and perhaps even may make a couple of barracks here just to make sure that this is all adequately protected. But InFinitY is in such trouble now. He hasn't even scouted out what is going on at the wall. This could be like 6 planetary fortresses just sitting here, and he has no idea. But he is going to grab those Banelings anyway. Going to try and attempt to go for this, but he's in such a troublesome spot. 24 drones. He's got 2 Banelings. A couple more are going to morph in as well, but it is not going to be enough. And now there it is, a bunker going up. Probably would have rather just a couple of racks here to defend this position, but either way, he should be fine. PJA should be able to take this. 1 tank at the back, 1 at the high ground here as well, and that is it. If InFinitY, like, he might try and sort of re-establish himself back from this, but he's going to be in such a bad spot. He's now up against a Terran who's got 3 orbital commands. He's got tanks out already. He's now got 2 racks. He'll probably be able to just pick up a couple more racks and then just go for a push at around about, I'd say even around about as early as the sort of 11 to 12 minute mark. He could probably just push out and win the game, because that's how good his spot is right now. So, as we can see, a couple of Banelings heading back inside the main here, and there it is. Just making sure that he is well defended. The lair is now coming up. He's going to try and get himself back into a good position here. As we can see, he's down at 38 drones. Meanwhile, 48 SCVs for PJA. And he's even going to scout out what's going on at the 3rd base. The Overlord is going to be able to drop some creep in a second if the lair morphs in time, but a couple of Marines are going to come across. Should be able to get rid of the Ling, and even the Overlord. Is he... What? There you go. Finally, picks up the Overlord, and as we said, a couple more racks. There they are. We got reactors here. We got a tech lab. Stim is done. He could even, I don't know. I could say he could go now, but I don't want to sort of. It may be too early, considering that InFinitY could have just committed to going for that very low style here. But the Marines now trying to take care of the destructible rocks. Orbital command floating across. A Ling has even found out what's going on because he kept himself hidden for a short time there, and now the Lings are going to try and head across. He may try and get some of those SCVs before they're able to get in position here, but is going to be able to get the Marines at a minimum here. So PJA is not going to commit to a big attack here just to finish off his opponent, but InFinitY is able to get a couple of kills here, which is quite nice. Get some SCVs, tanks and Marines now coming along, going to dispose of most of those Lings, but a couple will survive to head back home. And as I said, PJA is just sort of, he's not really sort of going to go for the big attack here. It looks as if he's just going to sit back. He's content to grab that 3rd base, get his economy established. Perhaps he's even waiting for that +1 to the weapons to complete, and armor as well. He's also got +1 to armor, so he could just be waiting for that. But meanwhile, for InFinitY, he's got himself back up to 50 drones here. He's got his Evo chamber. Going to probably get a few roaches out just to make sure he can deal with tanks. He's only mining 1 drone from this extractor over here, but he has got his 3rd base up. So we'll see if he's going to be able to get back into this. If he could, I don't know. It's going to be very difficult to try and get yourself back into this spot. I do like the supply depot wall here. A very cool wall. Just nice and easy to set up that kind of thing. What may get InFinitY back into this is some borrowed Banelings. That, no joke, I said it in the previous game, but if he can put a couple of them down, he may be able to catch these Marines off guard and kill a whole bunch of them. And if he can consider himself essentially back in the game. But at the moment, he's getting 10 Mutalisks, I should say. He's also picking up a couple more upgrades. The Baneling's speed is also on the way. +1 to melee is just completed. Probably would have rather see Carapace, because with the Carapace, the Lings and Banelings will survive a tank shot. As compared to when they don't have it, they will obviously die straight away. So he's going to be doing a little bit more damage, but it looks as if our Terran player PGA is now moving across. He's got a big tank marine force. There are no medevacs in this, but he did... Oh, wow. I think both players would have seen each other at that point here, but the question is PGA going to be able to defend in time? The turrets are now going up, and it looks as if InFinitY might turn around. Yeah, the Mutalisks are now coming back. The Banelings are able to grab quite a lot of those Marines, and that actually could swing things back to InFinitY here. He does take care of the rest of the Lings, and some of the Marines survive, but the tanks are now undefended and in a very precarious position because they were on the ramp, and now the Marines trying to head inside. He's going to try and get rid of this third base here. The Mutalisks are trying to take down the tanks, and he's actually going to get the third base there. Does get rid of that, but at what cost? PJA, I don't know, I feel like he could have actually won the game with that push, but the Banelings obviously getting a very nice clean kill on quite a lot of those Marines at the bottom of the ramp, and then the Mutas were able to take care of the rest of the tanks. I don't know. InFinitY, is he still in this? I reckon you guys should vote in the chat. If you think that InFinitY is still able to stick in this, make sure you mention it in the chat. But it looks as if PGA is going to have his own troubles to deal with. The Mutas and the Lings just coming across. He is going to be able to re-secure that Zelnaga watchtower and watches the Lings and the Mutas retreat into the distance. But PGA, as I said, not sure of the position, but yeah, no, that's a good point. He does need to sort of do some harassment with these Mutas. Obviously, he can't keep them out here just for the medevac defense. While he has done a good job of that, he cleared that up. But now this base is being revealed. So InFinitY trying to cut some corners here and take these two bases as he did in the previous game. I think that's a little bit of a mantra for Zerg players. If he can take two of the bases across to the side and one of them survives, you know, that's actually a good day. So we'll find out what is going to happen here. InFinitY trying to pick up some more Banelings. The Marines, however, getting caught out, trying to split up some of those. Not too badly done, but the Mutas have come across, and the Mutas actually getting shredded up by those Marines. Two of the tanks survive, some more of the Marines as well, but it looks as if more Banelings have come through, and only a medevac, two medevacs and a couple of Marines and a few tanks have survived. We'll see if the rally from PJ is enough to continue this push. I think he may be able to. There are a couple of Overlords stranded out in the middle of the map, but the third base is done for InFinitY. The fourth is also done, the fifth as well. Is he going to be able to push across and defend against this? Marines now just pushing through, stemming up. A Thor is on the way, +3 to weapons and armor is also just coming through, and there is a GG from InFinitY. So unfortunately, I don't know, he almost worked his way back into that game, but I think in that final attack there, just sort of sacrificing some of those Mutas to the Marines when he was trying to come across and kill the tanks, just sort of messed that up, but not too badly done. Good fight back there from InFinitY after that very troublesome start to the game, and yeah, I don't know, we'll have to see how he goes next time. Of course, that means that SR's PJA goes through to the round of 4.